At Aggregate Industries, putting our health and safety at the heart of everything we do will always be paramount. It's what we already do every day. Our world has changed, and we need to understand that our behaviour and processes also need to change in order to operate safely and to protect our colleagues, families, and communities. As such, we are making changes to our sites and procedures to make sure we create a safe workplace.
Since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, we've had to change our working practices to keep ourselves and our colleagues safe. We've introduced a 5-point plan that we use every day to organise our workplace and our daily tasks to keep ourselves safe throughout this period.
Our 5 points plan covers social distancing, hygiene, governance, signage, and work planning.
On the site, we've been using lots of methods to keep safe, keeping 2 metres apart on all the walkways. We've been splitting break times and staggering the start times, so not coming in contact with people.
In the Weybridge, we're now not handing out tickets when they're coming in. That's really helped just to avoid that contact. I think that the social distancing measures are very important on site to ensure that we're protecting everyone that's here, and also when we get home we're protecting our family members.
As you travel to and from work or between different Aggregate Industry sites, do not share your car with other people from outside your household. When you arrive on site, please ensure to reverse park and that there is a 2-metre separation between you and anybody else when exiting or getting into vehicles. Where possible, we are introducing one-way pedestrian systems with separate entrances and exits, guiding signs and floor markings. We are also introducing distance markings on the floor at queuing points such as entrances and exits. Once you get to your workstation, you should notice a physical demarcation marking out 2-metre marks. Please make sure you do not cross the demarcations around workstations used by other colleagues. To help maintain the 2-metre distancing rules, only alternate desks can be occupied. No hot desking will be permitted. We do not encourage group gatherings. If meeting rooms need to be used, ensure 2-metre markings and 2-metre seated arrangements are maintained. You will notice signs on doors indicating the maximum number permitted in a room at one time in order to maintain the 2-metre rule. During the coronavirus outbreak, all canteens will be shut for food preparation and for people to enter where the 2-metre separation is not possible. If 2-metre separation is possible, signs restricting numbers permitted at any one time should be posted on the door. You will also notice that we have taped off sinks, urinals, toilet cubicles, so that any within 2 metres of each other cannot be used. Where this is not possible, we have restricted usage of toilet facilities to 1 at a time.
We've got hand sanitisers at every doorway. We've also got some wipes for the guys in their vehicles to make sure that they're cleaning it down at the start and end of every shift.
We have installed sanitiser stations at all entrances, exits, toilets, stairs and other shared areas. Please make sure you clean your hands immediately upon starting and finishing work and regularly during the day. Avoid shaking hands, making physical contact with other colleagues, and avoid touching your face. We are ensuring regular cleaning of any shared facilities and commonly touched surfaces, like toilets, taps, or door handles. Sharing equipment is not permitted. Where more than one person must use a piece of equipment, it should be disinfected and wiped down at the beginning and end of each shift. To do that, wipes will be provided at each relevant area. Frequently used shared equipment like printers must be wiped down after each use. Sharing of PPE is strictly prohibited. Single use should be disposed of appropriately. Reusable PPE should be stored safely and cleaned after each use.
We have appointed coronavirus site wardens champions. That's the lead communicator there for the workforce, so they know who to go to, and it's displayed around site who is our coronavirus warden for the day, their shift times, their telephone number, any concerns, whether it be someone might feel inadequate signage, run low on hand sanitizer, run one of our hand sanitising stations, they can contact the site warden then. The site warden then will take action to correct any of those actions where necessary. We're an industry that are constantly assessing risks, so that part isn't any different to us. What is different is we don't fully understand the hazard that we have here in coronavirus, so we're constantly reviewing our risk assessments, we're communicating toolbox talks to the whole workforce, We are updating operating procedures as we go along. We're listening to everything that's being communicated to us by the business response team, and we're communicating that out to the wider workforce.
A risk assessment and toolbox talk have been made available to all, but if you haven't got a copy, please ask your line managers for one. Make sure to constantly monitor your symptoms and report to your line managers accordingly. You should inform us if you are scheduled to be tested for coronavirus, irrespective of the reason for the test.
Everyone's well aware of what's going on with all the posters that we've got up around the sites.
You will notice that we have put up signage at regular intervals to remind people of 2-metre distancing and hygiene requirements, starting from the entrance and throughout the site.
We've staggered people's shift times. That stops any unnecessary and crowded interactions in welfare facilities, canteens, even in the car park as well, when you come in and when you leave.
To facilitate social distancing, we are considering phased working where appropriate or changes in our shift patterns. More details on that will be communicated by your managers and supervisors in due course. We may also have to implement phased timing of arrivals, especially at our large sites and offices. Where that is the case, each person will be allocated a time slot. Risk assessments for working with COVID-19 controls must be specific to the work environment and tasks being conducted and briefed to employees. Should you have any concerns or any improvement ideas, please let your manager know or contact the brt@aggregate.com. We understand that this is a significant behavioural change, but it's important to remember that all the measures have been put in place to keep you and your colleagues safe. We do this with your health and safety at heart.
I think it's incredibly important for Aggregate Industries to keep sites open during these times. We're a key contributor to supply chains for both the infrastructure and the construction industry, and by staying open I believe that we are keeping the government's plans on track to keeping this country going.
I think that as a company we've implemented all the correct measures here now, so I do believe everyone does feel safe here.
Thank you for making sure we and our loved ones stay safe and healthy.